Hey friend, welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller. That's the word, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark and sell them for a profit. Today is Thursday, January 23rd, and I have 10 sales today. It was a pretty good day. My gross sales amount is $283.67. Just, spoiler alert, let's get it out of the way. My profit for today, well, the last 24 hours, is $169.04. I wrote it in a weird place, so I know I'm going to forget later. So I thought I'd just go ahead and tell you right now. So this sold, this is actually the lowest sale, and this, somebody got a really good deal. This is a really nice sweater. It is super thick, not really cable knit, but like chunky knit. It's 100% cotton. It is Ralph Lauren. It's just really nice, like quarter zip sweater. Now, I've had this for 2 years. 2 years. The average sale price was $26.47. And the sell-through rate is $35. So I'm not really sure why I've had this for 2 years. I feel like that's not a great sell-through rate, but it's also not a horrible one. So I feel like with such a nice sweater, and I don't know, it's just one of those things I'm unsure of why it didn't sell. However, I may have had it priced too high, because with my 60% off sale, which I have a clearance sale going on right now, just to get rid of things that I have listed in 2023, and I'm getting ready to take those out of my inventory. So it's kind of like a last ditch effort to just get rid of them before I lose money on them. Anyway, the 60% off price for this sweater was $15.86. So I had it priced, I think at $40, with the average sale price being $26. I may have overpriced it. I have had other various sales over the last 2 years that the price would have been lower and closer to that $25. Plus I sent offers, and I have a coupon. So to some extent, I think, yeah, maybe I overpriced it. Just in other areas, I'm like, there were opportunities to buy it. Anyway, the point is, it sold in a clearance sale. I don't know why it didn't sell. I have my theory. I spent $7 on this sweater, and I still probably would if I found that. I mean, it's in perfect condition. It looks brand new. It's a fantastic sweater. I probably would still spend $7 on a Ralph Lauren brand sweater like that. Anyway, my profit is $6.68. They paid a total of $26.17 with shipping. It is heavy. Like heavy. All right. Excuse me. I sold a lot of sweaters today, actually. It is a good sweater day. All right. This is a vintage sweater, crew neck. It is cotton, and it has this little golf guy embroidered on there. I don't remember. Yeah, this just has the size, and then the rest of the tag is cut off, so I don't know where it was made. But a vintage crew neck cotton sweater for men has an average sale price. I mean, that's a really basic, like, boring search, right? Has an average sale price of $32.61 and 7% sell-through rate. Super low. However, I buy vintage sweaters, a lot of them. I'm learning as I go what styles are actually selling. I probably still would have bought this sweater today, especially since I only paid 26 cents for it. It was in a bag sale at a Salvation Army rummage sale, but I've had it for 22 months, so it was not a great seller. It did sell for, I don't deal with that today. It did sell for $19 on Poshmark. So my profit is $14.94. Since it's sold on Poshmark, I can use priority mailing supplies. I usually use a Tyvek mailer, but the little flaps bother me. So I put stickers on them, and I don't want to deal with that today, so I'm going to use a padded flat rate, which is perfectly fine to use. Looks like that. All right, back to eBay. I'm going to go back and forth today. Sometimes I set up my stuff so that it's one platform at a time, but not today. This is a skirt. This is Torrid. This is not the thing. There's one thing that we're gonna have a little fun with the sell-through rate on, but this is a Torrid 6, which is a 6X. I do find that in my bread and butter brand, new with text, that's good. In my bread and butter brands, especially the plus size bread and butter brands. So for me, that's Torrid, Lane Bryant, Catherine's. I feel like there's another one I can't think of off the top of my head. Anyway, the 4X, 5X, especially 6X, they just sell faster, maybe for more money. That will be the case here in a minute. I'll show you. Anyway, I looked up Torrid A-line skirt knee length, and the average sale price was $16.97 with a 12% sell-through rate, which is low. But like I said, Torrid is a bread and butter brand for me, which just means I am pretty, for me, it means that I'm pretty confident I can sell it and make about $15 in profit generally. This was the case. This one did sell for $25. So because it was that 6X, I priced it a little higher and was able to get $25. They paid $33.22 in 5 months. I did find this at the bins, the Goodwill outlet where you pay by the pound, and I have an average cost of goods of $2 at the bins. And my profit is $19.50. Okay, I feel like that was super confusing. If it was, and you are questioning things, please leave me a comment and ask the question. I am happy to answer questions to the best of my ability. I do not consider myself an expert. I make many mistakes, many. Okay, this is a sports bra. I love selling bras, and this one is actually Athleta. There's the tag, and then if you don't know, that's the logo. So, actually, I wonder if I should put this in a box. I'm just gonna put it in a padded flat rate again. So Athleta sports bras, that's what I looked up, has an average sale price of $23.68 with a 15% sell-through rate. I did buy this at a liquidation store in my town. I don't go very often, but occasionally. They have Athleta often, and occasionally I'll find it super cheap. Like this one was only $1. The next thing that I'm gonna ship is also Athleta that I found there, and it was 80 cents. So I can often find items that are the same in the same size, so I can do a multi-quantity listing, which is less time for the money. Anyway, this sports bra sold on Poshmark for $16. Took 4 months to sell. I paid $1. My profit is $11.80. Great. This is a like satin tank top. It's very wrinkled. Yes, I know, but it is going to get wrapped up in some tissue paper and put into a mailer and go through the mail. It's going to end up wrinkled anyway. This is, again, Athleta. It is 3X. Plus size is a bonus here. This is called the Calm Cool Cami. Calm Cool Cami. And that $19.80 with just an 8% sell-through rate. But if I add plus size to that, it makes the average sale price $26.50 and 12%. Still not great, but it does increase that sell-through rate a lot. So this is one of those items that I had more than one in the same size. So this did take 4 months to sell. I do still have another one, but it was, you know, half the work for two things. So I only have to take pictures one time. Anyway, this sold for $16 on Poshmark. Again, I actually was gonna look. It doesn't make sense that it would be the same seller or the same buyer. I just thought it was funny that I sold 2 Athleta items on Poshmark. Actually, I wonder if maybe there was, you know how they have like those parties on Poshmark? I never really look into any of that stuff, but I wonder if there was like an Athleta party or something. Because I think Prime Lister, you can set it up where your items get added to those parties. So maybe that happens. I could be wrong. Prime Lister is what I use for automation on Poshmark. So it shares my items and then sends offers when someone likes an item. All right, my profit's $12. I paid 80 cents. It's a pretty good ROI. I'll take it. All right. These are some Pottery Barn placemats. I wanted to look them over a little bit and just make sure everything was good. I did when I was taking photographs, but I feel like, you know, sometimes I just miss stuff. And that can be annoying. Yeah, that was easy. All right, all good, I think. Okay. Yeah, so these are like reversible. There's one side, there's the other. There's Pottery Barn. I don't even think these have been used. They do have a little fringe on there. Probably would have done well to have some keywords as far as like decor aesthetics, but I don't do very good with that. Pottery Barn placemats, just in general, have an average sale price of $37.57 with a 26% sell-through rate, which is okay. 25 to 30 is kind of what I aim for. I don't tend to find a whole lot of stuff with really good sell-through rates. Occasionally I do. There's something coming up here that's got a really good sell-through rate, but that's just not usually what I find. So anyway, these sold for $35, kind of right on the money. I had them listed for $50, assuming I would take an offer of some kind. So I did take an offer of $35. They sold a total of 45.31. Whew, that wasn't any of the right number, or not the numbers in the right place. Took 3 weeks to sell. I did buy these at the bins. I say that they cost $2, but they're kind of heavy, so it actually might have cost me a little more than that. It's on average, it's fine. My profit on these is $29.18. Super happy. I feel like I have been finding Pottery Barn like pillow covers, placemats, just kind of random linens at the bins every time I've gone. Like the last 3 times I've gone, I found some sort of Pottery Barn something. Okay, this is the one with the really good sell-through rate. All right, this is a LL Bean sweater, and it has merino wool. It's merino lamb's wool. I don't know. I thought those were 2 different things, but maybe they're not. It does have these shoulder pads and elbow patches. Someone in the comments section, I sold another sweater exactly like this, but it was a little bit like felted and just kind of worn looking. And it sold for $25 on Depop. I looked it up this morning because I was curious. and it sold within like just a couple of weeks. And so when I found this one, and this one is in beautiful condition, there's just not anything wrong with it. And then I looked up comps. I was like, I'll list it higher. So the average sale price, I didn't finish my thought from earlier. When I sold that one, someone said a sweater like that, you should use the keyword commando, COMMANDO. So I did. I don't know if that helped, but this one sold in 3 weeks. The average sale price is $34.35, and the sell-through rate is 53%. That's so good. So if you don't know, I look up comps on eBay. There's a product research tool on the Seller Hub. If you have a store, I don't know if you can use it if you don't have a store. But there's other ways you can look up comps too. I do have a video all about that linked in the description if you're curious. And the sell-through rate is the amount of items that are sold divided by the amount of items that are sold and listed total. So as an example, if there's 100 items listed in the last 90 days, 53% would look like there are 53 items sold and 47 items still listed. Another YouTuber might say that's over 100%, because sometimes people will use the amount of items sold divided by the amount of items listed. That's the way they do it. I don't care. I'm not going to fuss with them about it. I just do it that way because that's the way the product research tool calculates sell-through rate, and I just want to be consistent with that. So 53% is fantastic. This sold for, I had it listed for $45, and then 20% off offer that was sent out, it sold for $35.96. They paid a total of $43.40 something, 49 maybe, with shipping. I paid $5 for it at, it's funny, this a church thrift store in Fishers or Noblesville, Indiana, that Rebecca Allison had gone to. I feel like I've sold like 4 things within this week from that thrift haul. And that's kind of funny to me that, anyway, it took 3 weeks to sell. I spent $5 on it, and $26.08 is my profit. I still stand by my statement of that thrift store was kind of meh, whatever. I found a couple good things, but for me, it wasn't worth the drive down there and the hype and whatever. This is a sweatshirt, jacket type of thing. So it looks like a jacket, but it's sweatshirt material. And the brand is Prana. I know that there are some Prana items that can sell for like pretty good. My understanding is like men's pants are probably what is like the best thing to look for, but I found this at the bins, and the average sale price of a Prana, I think I looked up Prana sweatshirt jacket buttons maybe, and the average sale price was $19.54 with a 6% sell-through rate, so real low. When I bought it and comped it, I found that this exact one that had sold for like $30, and I was like, oh yeah, well, I haven't been able to find it since. So I looked for it I found it when I bought it, and then when I went to list it, I couldn't find that sold listing. When I looked today, I didn't find that sold listing. So maybe it phased out of the 90 days. I'm not really sure. Anyway, I went ahead and listed it. I think I listed it for $25, and it sold for $19.97, which would have been the 20% off offer. They paid a total of $27.50. I've had this for a month, and I bought it at the bins. Just a bins day today, which is good. I like saving those things from the landfill. And again, cost of goods average is $2, so my profit on this is $15.26. Way faster of a sale than I anticipated. I thought I was going to have that for a while and it would end up selling on a clearance sale. Just not what you want. All right, so this one is the one that is interesting to me. I did a little deep dive, if you will, into, I don't know what I was doing, into the sell-through rate. I'm gonna run my, nope. Okay, so somebody in the comments, I hate my lint roller. I don't think lint rollers work ever, any of them. Somebody was like, use tape. So I'm gonna try it. I think the thing about tape though is I like that I can like pinpoint where I'm going, but you can't like roll it and get everything. Not that a roller gets everything anyway, but okay. So maybe I can talk and lint tape at the same time. We'll find out. This will be a fun experiment. Okay. So these, I didn't even show you, but you'll believe me, right? These are a pair of Catherine's active leggings. Catherine's, again, one of those bread and butter for me brands that I consistently sell. I actually looked up my sell-through rate on this brand and it's 65%. So 65% of the items that I have listed have been sold. So that's a good brand for me. Again, I find that 4X, 5X, 6X are the ones that tend to sell the fastest. Not the only ones that sell, but they just tend to sell faster. So I looked up Catherine's active leggings and the average sale price is $13.43 with a 33% sell-through rate. That's great. If I can find these for $2, $3 and sell them for, you know, I'd probably, with a $13 average sale price, I probably would have listed them for maybe 20 and hoped to get 15, probably would have taken a $12 offer, right? Still would have made $8 to $12, probably pretty quickly. But these are 5X. So I added 5X to the search. This is working a lot better. I feel less frustrated. So when I add 5X, Catherine's active leggings, 5X, the average sale price is $16.27. So it adds almost $3 to the sale price and makes the sell-through rate 60%. That's a significant difference. Well, these are not just a 5X. These are actually a 5X tall. So if I look up 5X tall, mine are the only ones listed. Mine are the only ones sold. It's 100% sell-through rate. There is one sold, none listed. I could list them for whatever I wanted. Now, I was reasonable. I listed them for $25 based on, you know, the other ones were selling for around 15, between 13 to 16, some in the like $20 range. Whoever bought them did use my 15% off coupon, but they sold for a total, did I do all of that? I missed. It sold for a total of $28.47 and they took 2 weeks to sell. That's just, you know, fun with numbers, I guess. And an example of how sometimes very specific things do matter in comping. I'm curious if you've had experience with that, if that has been the case. There's a lot of things that might have a really low sell-through rate, but a certain color or a certain size or a certain print can be really good. Usually when I'm doing sell-through rate for the video, I just do a very basic Catherine's active leggings and call it a day, just because I'm trying to do it quickly. I want to give you some good information, but I'm not super worried about it. However, I just find it interesting when there's variables like that. And when I am listing, I do check things like color, size, that kind of stuff. These sold on eBay. So anyway, my profit on a pair of leggings is $16.08. That's pretty fantastic. Very thrilled about that. Alrighty. We're almost done. Got one more. So this one, next one has kind of a fun story. It was in a thrift haul that I did from the bins. I kind of remember it being a thrift haul. So it must have been from like November. Maybe it was December. I don't know. Anyway, no, I remember. It was the last couple like bins trips that I've done. I did like a thrift with me kind of thing. There's a noise coming from my house. We're good. Anyway, I showed this sweater. It's a vintage sweater with like jungle animals. It is lamb's wool. It's Michelle Nicole, lamb's wool and Angora. It's very soft, super fun, like jungle animals. Anyway, there is a woman who's bought a few things from me on, I believe both on Poshmark and on eBay. And she had asked in messages when she had bought those items if I had listed this yet. So I finally listed it yesterday on eBay and then went in on that item that she bought and messaged her and said, hey, I listed it, and then she bought it right away. So very thankful for you for buying it. It is super pilly, and so I did note that in the listing, but I'm going to take a minute and sweater shave it. It also had some like discoloration where the color has just bled over the years. It's a really cool sweater. It's super soft. It's going to be so fun. But yeah, that bleeding, I originally was thinking something kind of unique, and with Angora and lamb's wool, I was probably going to price it at $40, but because of that discoloration, I ended up pricing it at $30 because that's like my kind of baseline for vintage sweaters. And so that's what I did, and she went ahead and bought it. I do have a 25% off coupon in my description. You don't have to buy things from me. We can still be friends if you don't. But if you happen to look and you're like, oh, I needed one of those anyway, then there's a 25% off coupon that you are more than welcome to use. The thing with Angora is it always looks hairy. Yeah, I bought this at the bins. I think I already said that. It sold the same day because I did reach out to her and say, hey, I did list to that. So again, thank you so much. My profit on this is $17.52, which I'm super thrilled with. So I think that's all. I do have a fun question of the day. We've been talking a little bit about YouTube and different resellers that you follow. Yesterday I asked about big YouTubers, and today I want to ask about smaller ones. I think sometimes smaller ones are harder to see. They just don't get fed through the algorithm. When I say smaller, I think to quantify, I'm talking like 10,000 subscribers or less. I'm going to tell you a couple of my favorites and some new ones that I just kind of discovered over the past couple weeks that have come across my, I don't know, my kids call it your For You page. I think that's like TikTok or Instagram or something. I don't know, feed, whatever, whatever the word is for it. Anyway, so my all-time favorite is the Restless Thrifter. I can't ever say it right. The Restless Thrifter. Her name is Gretchen. She's fantastic. I have talked about her multiple times. We've done collabs together. She's just really great. She's very conversational. She's very realistic, very upfront about things. I just feel like when I have her on, I just feel like there's a friend just chatting with me, and I just really like that. So I think that's kind of a common theme with the ones I'm going to tell you about. And I think that's because that's what I most like when I'm consuming YouTube content. It's usually I'm listing or I'm photographing. And because I have ADHD, I just kind of want something in the background to help me focus. I know that doesn't probably, if you don't have ADHD, that doesn't make sense. But if you do, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if I have something on in the background, so it's kind of nice to just listen to someone who has a pleasant voice, and I can, you know, glance over or flip my screen back if there's something I want to see, but mostly I'm just listening. So Gretchen, love her. Definitely recommend you go check her out. The other one is that I really like is the Hustle Couple. They have kind of dropped off, although I noticed this morning they uploaded yesterday or overnight or something. So they, Dan and Amy, they actually did daily ship with me videos for a really long time, and they were kind of what inspired me to do this kind of just unedited, raw, this is what you get kind of video. So I really like them. They give a lot of information. Amy has a background in like costuming, and so she knows a lot about fabrics and makeup and style, makeup of clothing. The other, excuse me, that was weird. The other ones that I just kind of recently came across was Angie Resells, and similar, she's kind of conversational and has a pleasant voice to listen to. And then the other, shoot. Okay, I gotta look. The irony. Hyper Focus Thrift. I need some focus. She is really small, like less than 500 subscribers, but again, very conversational, just seems to have, I've only watched a few of her videos, but I really like her. So I would love to hear, what are your favorite smaller, you know, maybe most people don't know about them, maybe they're new. I would love to hear those. If you have a YouTube channel, I would love it if you would link to that below as well, so we can all check it out and, you know, maybe subscribe, maybe become regular viewers and commenters. That would be great. So, all right, I think that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I do these kind of chatty ship with me videos every day, Monday through Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, as long as technology agrees with me. And yeah, thanks so much. I'll see you soon.